So all these tables are stored inside this university database. Table is a combination of rows and columns. So metadata describes the structure of the database. What is view? View is a subset of database. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the second session on database system concepts and architecture. So hope you have seen my previous session. I have discussed the basic definition about what exactly database is all about and what exactly database management system is all about. And also I have discussed some of the basic definitions which is required to understand the subject. Along with that, the very important part of the previous session was the system architecture. How exactly the database system is working is what I have discussed in my previous session. So now, what is that I have in this session? So it's time for all of us to check. So what exactly I'm going to discuss in this session. So guys, basically I will be discussing the example, and along with that, I will also discuss the characteristics of database. Sir, what is this example that you are trying to show us? I will be discussing that. So let's start with that. So guys, I have an example here. What is that you're trying to call as an example here in this session? I have been discussing database is a collection of data, right? Now, let us redefine the definition to understand the concept very clearly. Sir, we store the data in the database, but how? How are we trying to store the data in the database? That's what we need to understand. My dear students, listen to me carefully. Let me take up an example. Imagine you have a college bag. In that college bag, what do you keep? Oh, don't tell me you have lipstick, you have a lot of other stuff. No, not that. No, school bag. Let me take the school bag, not the college bag. Okay, so we have the school bag. What do we carry in the school bag? We have a collection of books. Am I correct? Yes, we have a collection of books. So in each book, you will be writing something. Say for example, you have science. So you will be writing the notes about the science in one book. You'll be writing notes about math in one book. You'll be writing notes about English in one book. So you have kept each book separately for separate subject. So that is what you need to keep it in mind, right? So hope you remember this example. Now, let me come to the concept of database. So database is your bag. Okay, inside that bag, so you have books. So like that, in my database, I have tables. Now I'm comparing the tables to the books. Now, whatever you're writing, okay, so that is data. I will be storing that data in the tables. Hope you understood. Sir, why do you need different tables? Why do you need different books for different subjects? Hope you understood. I will be storing the related data in one particular book. I cannot write, science in math book, correct? So the same way, suppose if I'm storing the information about the student, I will be storing the information only about the student. I will not store the information about the student's girlfriend. That's what you need to remember, okay? This is the basic idea that you should have. Now, after my example, what is that you understood? I have a database. So database is a collection of tables. That's what you need to understand. Database is a collection of tables. In that table, I will be storing the data. That is what you need to understand. So hope you understood now. So what is database? What is that? Database is a collection of tables. So fine, where do we store the data? We store the data in the tables. All right. Let me redefine the definition again. Sir, what type of tables do you store in the database? Again, you need to remember, I will be storing the related tables. I will not store the data which is not related. That is what you need to understand. Say for example, let me take the example like this. I have the example as university database. What is the example that I have? I have the university database. So if I consider university as a database, imagine this is a university database. Okay. This is the database. So inside this, what I should have? I should have small tables. Okay, I should have small tables. Okay, so what tables do you have? Observe here, I have student table, I have course table, I have section table, I have grade report table, I have prerequisite table. So all these tables are stored inside this university database. Do I have any other table which is not related to the university? No. So that is what you need to keep it in mind. So fine, by now you have understood database in the sense it is a collection of related tables. Sir, you are saying we have tables and we store the data inside the table. How exactly it looks like, sir? So that is what I'm trying to show you now. So guys, if you have that doubt, so please observe here. Okay, before I come to this, let me show you the tables. This is an example of a table. Sir, what is the meaning of table now? Table is a combination of rows and columns. So that is what you need to understand with respect to the table. I repeat for all of you. So if I consider this as a table, so my dear students, so this table consists of rows and columns. So this is what I will call it as a row. So whatever I have here, this is what I will call it as a row. So this is what I will call it as a column. Okay, this is what I will call it as a column. That's what you need to understand. If I say table, you need to remember two things. Table is a combination of rows and columns. So fine, I understood that. That is the first thing that you need to remember. So the second thing, each table will have the table name. So here I am mentioning the table name. So what is the table name? So student is the table name. That is the second thing that you need to understand at this point of time. So fine, two things you understood. What is that? First thing, table is a combination of rows and columns. Second thing, what is that? Each table will have the table name. So fine, the next point, so please observe. So this is what I will call it as a columns. Okay, each column will have the column name. What is the name of this column? Name is the column name. Okay, so next one, what is the name of this column? Student number is the name of this column. What is the name of this column? Class is the name of this column. What is the name of this column? Major is the name of this column. So hope you have the clear idea about the structure of the table, different parts of the table, correct? So now the important point. So I have been telling you, I will be storing the data in the table. So please observe, where is my data? So this is what I will call it as a data. Whatever I have stored here, so this is what I will call it as a data. Hope you got an imagination how exactly tables look like and how do we store the data by now. Okay, so as in when the session moves on, I will be discussing in detail about this, because why I am discussing in this early stages, because whenever I'm explaining table or whenever I'm speaking about the database or when I'm speaking about different tables, you should know or you should be able to visualize how exactly the table looks like. So that is the reason I'm explaining it now. So you don't have to worry about, whatever I have entered, so how exactly it looks. You should have a clear idea how exactly the table looks like. That's what you should have by now. All right. So hope you have that idea. In the same way, what is this course? Hope you will be able to identify now. Course is a very good. It is a table name. So what is this course name? It is a column name. What is this course number? Again, column name. Credit hours, column name. Department, column name. So whatever I have here. So what is this? So this is what I have entered as a data to this course table. That's what you need to remember. In the same way, I have one more table, section, and I have how many columns I have? So please calculate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 columns I have. How many rows I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 rows I have. How many rows I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sir, you're not calculating this. You're not calculating this. Why, sir? Because this is the column name. Okay, I need to consider my records or the rows. Another name for the rows is what I will call it as the records. How many records you have entered? Sir, 6 records I have entered. So I have entered the information about 6 students. So that is what you need to understand. So hope you have the little a brief knowledge about the table, all right, by now. In the same way, I have a grade report and prerequisite table. You don't have to worry about all the data what we have entered. By now, you should have, sir, what I should understand by this example? You should understand only one thing. What is that, sir? Database, in the sense, it is a collection of related tables. So fine, okay. So in that, what is table? Table is a combination of rows and columns. Okay, where do we store the data? We store the data in the table. That's what you need to remember. And each column will have a column name, and we enter the records in the form of rows. That's what you need to remember by now. Hope you have a clear idea. Okay, moving to the important part of the session. My dear students, this is going to be a very, very important question with respect to your exam point of view. Most of the question paper has got this question for 7 or 8 marks. So this is very, very important. Listen to me carefully. I will make it very simple for all of you. What is that I have? So as a topic, I have characteristics of database. First of all, what is the meaning of characteristics? The behavior of a database. Okay, that is what you need to understand. How exactly it behaves. What is the properties of a database is what we are trying to understand with the 4 major points. You should never forget this 4 points. What is that 4 points that you have? So let me tell you that the first point that you have is self-describing nature of a database system. Please remember, self-describing nature of a database system. That is the first point that you need to remember. The second point that we have is insulation between program and data, and also remember, I will also speak about the data abstraction. What is the first thing that you have? Programs and data. Along with that, I will also speak about data abstraction. These keywords are very, very important. Remember this. What is that? Programs and data. Along with that, data abstraction. The third point, what I have here is support of multiple views of a data. Support of multiple views of a data. Remember this. The last one that I have is sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. Sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. This is the 4 important points that you need to remember. Sir, you did not speak or you did not explain anything. What do we do? How do we understand? My dear students, I will be explaining this in detail one by one now. You just have to remember and listen to me carefully because this is a short question. So in your exam. So let's start with the first one. What is that I have? Self-describing. Let's understand this. You should never read again. You should directly, listen to my class and you should be able to replicate the points as it is. Okay. So listen to me carefully. What is the first point that we have? Let's understand word by word. If you understand the meaning of the word, you don't have to read these points at all. Automatically, you can write on your own. Okay. So what is the first point that I have? Self-describing. Self-describing in the sense what? Let me tell you a story. I will buy a TV. Okay. If I buy a TV, a new TV, so what do we have? What do we get in the TV box, the complete kit? I will get a TV, obviously. And I will get a remote and also I will get some catalog or a book or a manual, whatever you say or whatever you call. What will be there in that catalog or whatever you call manual? Let me call it as a catalog, okay? What will be there in that catalog book? So the product description. What will be there? The product description. How do I use that product? The complete description about that product will be mentioned or explained in detail in that catalog. In the same way, I will have the catalog which explains completely about this database. So that is why I will call the database as a self-describing in nature. That is the most important point that I have here. Because of the catalog, I will be able to understand the structure, a complete picture of a database. That is why I call, or that is why I prefer to use this database, because of its first characteristics, that is self-describing in nature. So that is the first thing that you need to remember. You should never forget this example. By recollecting this example, you should be able to write. The second one. So guys, please observe here in this point, one more important thing that you need to remember is metadata. Metadata in the sense what? I have discussed this in my previous class. It's a data about the data. So metadata describes the structure of the database. This is one of the important data that I have to describe how exactly my database looks like. That is what you need to remember. And the next one, that is database catalog. So I have already spoken about the catalog. So that is what you need to remember with respect to the first characteristic, that is self-describing in nature. So that's why I have made it in red. Okay, so you should never forget this point. Okay, this is very, very important whenever you are writing. Okay, so moving forward to the next one that I have, insulation between program and data. When it comes to the concept of program and data, so remember one thing, it's all about the independence. What is that independence? Say I have two things. Whenever I take database, I will have two important things. What is that? One is data, another one is program. This program is used to store or write or read whatever you wanted to do. So that will be done with the help of this program. Remember that. But this database is having a special capacity. What is that? If I do any modification to the data, that will not affect the program. If I do any modifications to the program, that will not affect the data. It is totally independent. That is what you need to remember first. Okay, so let's understand one by one. So first, let me speak about the program data. Program data independence. First, I have the data. With respect to the data, structure of the data files is stored in the DBMS catalog. How exactly I have stored the data? So that structure is stored in the DBMS catalog. You already know what is the meaning of catalog. So I have the software, that is database management system. That is a software. It has got the catalog which stores the information about how exactly I have stored the data. So fine, separately from the Access program, whatever the data that you have, that information is stored in the catalog, but it is separated from the program. There is no dependency. That is why I have used the word called independence. Okay, moving forward to the next one. The next point that you need to remember is program operation. When it comes to the program operation, so you need to remember 2 points. What is that 2 points? Observe here. The interface includes, sir, you are saying interface. We don't know what is the meaning of interface. Observe, all of you would have used your computer. Okay, you are seeing some screen. Okay, imagine you are trying to create the Google form or something like that. Okay, you have some form. Okay, so where you are trying to enter your information. Okay, you are able to see some interface, GUI, graphical user interface. You will have text boxes like this. Okay, where you will be entering the values. You have given username. Okay, this is what we call it as a label. So this is what we call it as an interface, GUI. Okay, so that is what you need to remember now. Observe here. Interface includes operation name and data type of its arguments. That's what you need to remember. What is that I will have in the interface? I will have the name of the operation. What is that you're trying to do? Whether you are selecting, whether you are inserting, whether you are updating, what is the operation that you are trying to do? That operation name, you have mentioned it in the interface. Then after that, you also have the data type. You also have the data type as the arguments. Arguments in the sense, you are passing the values. Whatever you pass the values, that is what we call it as an argument. Say for example, if I enter name as a Kaushik, Kaushik is the argument. So that is what you need to remember. So fine, this is the first point. What you will have in the interface? Interface will have the operation name and also data type of its arguments. That's what you need to remember, 2 things. But implementation can be changed without affecting the interface. Whatever I have this interface at the back end, my code, I have written the logic, my code, I have written it at the back end. I can do any modification, even though if I do the modification, that will not affect this interface. So that is what I will call it as a program operation independence. This is what you need to remember. Independence in the sense there is no dependency. Whatever you change, that will not affect the other thing. Say for example, let me give you an example. Sir, I have a class. In that class, I have 60 students. So if one student doesn't attend my class, it will not affect my class. That's what you need to remember. If I don't come to the class, then it will affect the class. Correct? In the same way, so independence, in the sense there is no dependency. So that is what you need to remember when I'm explaining the concept here. Okay, moving forward to the next thing in the same point, that is mainly about data abstraction. Sir, what exactly data abstraction is all about? Let me give you an example. Imagine everybody are using the Facebook. Even the people, those who are not educated, they have not studied anything, they are also nowadays, they are using the Facebook, correct? Why are they using and how are they using? Are they not finding it difficult to use? How are they using? A lot of questions will arise. Okay, now let me tell you a scenario. Imagine whenever they are trying to log in, okay, a lot of codes are coming, a command prompt is coming, it is asking enter your username, and then you are trying to enter, and then a black screen is coming. You just have to visualize, imagination is very important to our students. Okay, then it is asking the password, stars are coming whenever you are entering. Okay, so when you press enter, this much of error is coming if the password is not correct. So if that is the case, most of the people will not use the Facebook. Yes or no? Since it is very easy, people are using. Am I clear? So since it is very easy, okay, it is user friendly, people are using it. Okay, so that is the point number one you need to remember. Point number two, example number two. How many of you drive the car? Most of us, right? So how many of you know how many pistons will be there in the engine and how many times it moves up and down? Do you know? Sir, why do I know all those things? This is what I will call it as a data abstraction. Hiding the information which is not required to you. So that is what I will call it as a data abstraction. So even in the Facebook also, login page, so I will hide the information which is not required to the user. So that is what I will call it as a data abstraction. So this is very, very important, and this feature is there even in the database is what you need to remember. And data model in the sense, say for example, in the previous class I have given you an example. If I want to construct an apartment, okay, directly I will not construct the apartment. First I will build the prototype, how exactly it looks, a small model which exactly looks like that apartment. So that is what I will call it as a model. In the same way, I will also construct the virtual model, how exactly the data looks like. So that is what I will call it as a data model. So all these things are there in the second point. That's what you need to remember. So how many points you need to remember? 4 points in the second point. The first point, it is all about the program data independence. Second one, program operation independence. Operation is also independent. Data is also independent. And also you should remember about the data abstraction and then data model. So this is what you need to remember with respect to the second point. Moving forward to the third point. What is that I have? Support of multiple views of the data. This is a very good example and very important point. Multiple views in the sense what? Sir, I have one data table. Say for example, I will enter your result in one table. Okay. So whenever you enter your register number, you will also get the data. If somebody enters, he will also get the data. If somebody enters, he will also get the data. Sir, you will tell me, sir, but different register number, no sir. Why different numbers? Enter the same register number everywhere. You will get the same data. So what happens? You are able to view the same data in a multiple times. That is what I will call it as a multiple view. That is one of the feature which I am getting with the help of database. So that is what I will call it as a view. So please observe. What is view? View is a subset of database. So please observe. View is a subset of database. Subset in the sense one of the part of the database. That is what you need to remember. It contains virtual data derived from the database files, but it is not explicitly stored. What is the meaning of it? So you will get the virtual data, but it is not the exact form of the data. If you do anything, any modifications, it will not reflect in the main data. So you have got the copy, you have got the mirror image. I think best example that I can give you is a shadow. Okay. If you hit my shadow, will it hurt me? No. In the same way, if you do anything to the view, so that definitely it will not affect the main data. That is what you need to remember. That's why we are using the word called virtual. All right. That's the first point that you need to remember. The next point is multi-user. User have variety of distinct application, must be provided facility of defining the multiple views. It supports multiple views. Many people can view the data at a time. That is one of the feature that we have with respect to the database. Moving forward to the next and the last point, sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. What exactly is this? I think all of you would have understood sharing of a data and multi-user. Most of you will understand by reading this keyword, but what exactly transaction processing? What is the meaning of it? So have you ever thought about this? Let's understand this. Allowing the multiple user to access the database at the same time, concurrency control software. What is the meaning of concurrency control, sir? This is a new word that we are encountering here. My dear students, concurrency in the sense parallelly. Say for example, let us understand this scenario. I have one table. What is that I have? I have one table, that is result table. Let me take up the result example frequently so that most of you are aware about this, so that this will help you to understand much easily. Let me take up that result table. Okay, if I have result table, what will happen? So you will try to view your data. You will try to view your data. Meanwhile, in the same time, I am the administrator who is changing your data. Okay, suppose for example, by mistake, you have got all the subjects as pass, but there is a mistake which has happened by the typo error that I need to change. If I am trying to change at the same time, will it affect? Is it allowed to do both reading and writing to the same data? So how this will be managed, that is what I will be calling it as concurrency control. How should I give the data for reading and how should I give the data for writing? So that will be managed by the concurrency control software. That is what you need to remember. And ensure that several users trying to update the same data so that concurrent controlled manner. So it will not affect, if they are reading and other people are trying to modify the data which is already being in the use, how do they manage? So in this manner, with the help of this concept, so it will try to manage the concurrency control. That is one of the important thing that you need to remember. And the beautiful feature of the database is what you need to remember. And the result of the updated is correct. At a time, one transaction will happen. What is this transaction that you're trying to say, sir? I will speak about this. Listen to me carefully. Online transaction processing application. We have something called OLTP. What is this online transaction application? Let me speak about this. When it comes to the transaction, listen to me carefully. So what happens with the transaction? It is a center for database application. Let me tell you in a simple way. Transaction, since you will be reading or you'll be writing from the database. So transaction can be a set of instructions where it follows some principle. What is that principle? Principle in the sense it will execute all the instruction or none. That is what you need to understand. Suppose if one thing is pending, then I will not call that as a complete transaction. If it completes all the instructions, whatever I have in the transaction, only then I will call that as a transaction complete. That is what you need to remember. And it follows the ACID property. So that's what you need to remember. I will be speaking about this ACID property in detail in the second unit. Okay, I think it is too early to discuss what exactly asset property is all about, but as of now, you just have to understand what is transactions. So this is what you need to remember with respect to the characteristics of the database. By now, I have come to an end of this session. So guys, take care and keep waiting for the next session. I will be coming up with a different interesting topics. Take care. Bye bye.